Calton Nutrition presents.
What the is the USDA thinking? As part of its commitment to end childhood obesity under the Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2012, the USDA recently put in place new, stricter standards concerning the snacks allowed in school cafeterias and vending machines. Our investigation reveals how the USDA was short-sighted, not offering wholesome snacks as promised, but rather low-calorie, chemical food-like substances masquerading as health foods. Take a look now at which foods made the cut and which did not. You be the judge. Will the kids be given healthy foods or just more USDA hype?
Here's a quick look at the USDA's new mandatory policy. First, the snack must be a whole grain rich product, or must have as its first ingredient a fruit, a vegetable, a dairy product, or a protein. Or the snack must be a combination that contains 1/4 cup fruit and or vegetable, or must contain 10% of the daily value of calcium, potassium, vitamin D, or fiber. If the snack meets at least one of these 4 requirements, then it must also pass all of the following additional requirements. The snack cannot exceed 200 calories per serving. Sodium cannot exceed 230 milligrams. The snack's total fat must be less than 35% of calories. Saturated fat must be less than 10% of calories. Trans fats must be 0. And lastly, less than 35% of the snack's weight can come from sugar. While it appears that the USDA regulations are making companies jump through hoops, are these snacks really healthy?
Would you be surprised that the USDA has named reduced fat Doritos an approved snack? Here's why. The first ingredient is corn, and corn is a vegetable, so it successfully meets one of their first criteria for being a healthy snack. It's most likely genetically modified corn, but the USDA does not seem to care about that. Let's see how the reduced fat Doritos chips fares in the second set of additional requirements. Calories under 200, check 1. Sodium under 230, check 2. Total fat, inching in at 34.6. I wonder if they might have known about the guidelines before we did. And the saturated and trans fats are well within limits, check 3. And lastly, 0% of the snack's weight comes from sugar, check 4. So while these snacks are low in calories, sodium, fat, and sugar, what are they really filled with?
Our investigation revealed that these low-fat Doritos contain 7 likely genetically modified ingredients, including corn, vegetable oil, corn dextrin, corn flour, dextrose, citric acid, and sugar. Remember, no long-term human studies on the safety of GMOs have ever been conducted. And it doesn't end there. The USDA obviously overlooked the fact that this approved so-called healthy snack also contains 3 artificial colors that have been scientifically proven to cause attention deficit disorder and hyperactivity in children. The counterfeit colors yellow 5, yellow 6, and red 40 are considered to be so detrimental to children's health that they require a warning label in all 28 member states of the European Union, including England, France, Germany, and Sweden. The low-fat Doritos also contain 8 dairy ingredients likely from cows given the synthetic growth hormone called RBGH. While RBGH is approved in the USA, this hormone has been banned in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Japan, and the EU due to its dangerous impacts on both human and bovine health. Another potentially dangerous ingredient overlooked by the USDA. And finally, the approved snacks contain 3 ingredients known to cause overeating. That's right. Food scientists know that ingredient monosodium glutamate, or MSG, increased food intake by 40%. This is not the prescription for reducing childhood obesity. How could it be that this product with little to no nutritional value, loaded with GMOs, artificial colors, poor quality dairy, and obesity-inducing MSG, makes the cut to improve snacks in schools?
But it's not the only one. According to the USDA guidelines, Nutri-Grain bars would also be an approved healthy snack. It passes the first test because whole oats are the very first ingredient. The amount of calories, sodium, and fat also fall into line. And while the sugar meets the requirements, this healthy snack is nearly 1/3 sugar by weight. However, like the low-fat Doritos, the Nutri-Grain bars are also filled with unhealthy ingredients, including 13 likely genetically modified ingredients and 2 artificial colors, red 40 and blue 1. Just perfect to help your child perform poorly on important tests. Also hiding inside is whey, likely from cows given the synthetic hormone RBGH, carrageenan, an ingredient shown in studies to cause chronic inflammation, and finally, mono and diglycerides, 2 ingredients that have been found a labeling loophole. They're really just trans fats in disguise. That's right, the Nutri-Grain bars fit the USDA standards for a healthy school snack. Even though they contain 32% sugar, GMOs, artificial colors, RBGH, carrageenan, and trans fats in disguise.
Welch's reduced sugar fruit snacks would also be approved as a USDA healthy snack. It passes the first criteria because the first ingredient is from fruit. Well, kind of. Let's see how it does on the additional requirements. Calories only 70, check 1. Sodium is low and the fat is non-existent, check 2 and 3. And finally, the sugar weight comes to 34.7%, just under the 35% maximum, check 4. With over 1/3 of the total weight pure sugar, it's amazing that these reduced sugar fruit snacks could ever be considered healthy. Now let's examine the ingredients that the USDA overlooked. Well, it's not starting off any better than the last two. This time the USDA seems to have overlooked 6 potentially genetically modified ingredients, as well as 3 artificial colors to increase hyperactivity and attention disorders in your child. These fruit gems also add in 3 insulin-spiking, vitamin and mineral depleting ingredients. That's right, corn syrup, sugar, and maltodextrine are really just 3 types of sugar, one of the worst ingredients in the American diet, but they're all USDA approved. And there's more. As if 3 different types of sugar are not enough, this healthy snack contains the sinister sugar substitute, aspartame. Aspartame is the artificial sweetener responsible for more than 75% of all adverse reactions to food additives reported to the FDA, including dizziness, seizures, depression, difficulty breathing, and weight gain. It looks like the USDA doesn't talk to the FDA regarding safe ingredients for our children. And if you're wondering if these snacks will satiate your child, they won't. Research shows that it's protein and fat that keeps your child feeling full and happy, not GMO corn products, hyperactivity causing artificial colors, sugar, or artificial sweeteners.
Okay, we've seen what the USDA will allow as a healthy snack in schools. But you'd better sit down because we're about to expose the snacks that the USDA has deemed unhealthy and have banned from schools across America. You're never going to believe this. So what are the snacks that are too dangerous to be given to our precious youth? Why, wholesome organic cheese sticks, of course. No, we're not kidding. Take a look. Well, these organic cheese snacks make it through the first set of criteria with flying colors by having its primary ingredient as dairy, organic milk no less, and by containing not just the required 10%, but a whopping 20% of the daily value of calcium, the USDA fails to recognize them as healthy because of these additional requirements. It seems that while the calories, sodium, and sugar are well within the USDA limits, the amount of fat in these wholesome organic cheese snacks is just too high for the USDA to give its stamp of approval. Now we know what you're thinking. There must be some pretty downright dangerous ingredients in these cheese sticks to make the USDA ban them from schools. I mean, far worse than those that we saw in the USDA approved snacks, right? Oh, let's see. Cultured organic, pastured milk, salt, organic or not, vegetable. Nope.
Well, if the USDA doesn't want healthy fat in our children's snacks, let's start with a zero-fat, vegetable-based snack next. What? The pickle in a pouch won't pass the USDA requirements either? How could this zero-calorie snack add to the childhood obesity epidemic? Well, it's the sodium in the pickle that oversteps the USDA's salty boundaries. Who knew that pickles were such an unhealthy snack? And just when you think you've seen it all, this organic, pasture-raised hard-boiled egg is absolutely exiled too. It doesn't matter that it's loaded with vitamin D and omega-3, 2 micronutrients that have been proven to benefit weight loss. The USDA says that nature's most perfect food, the incredible edible egg, just has too much fat. What the is the USDA thinking? Even a kindergartner can figure this one out.
Unfortunately, we now live in a country where our government has banned snacks like organic cheese, pickles, and organic pasture-raised hard-boiled eggs from our schools, and has instead given its stamp of approval to frankenfoods like low-fat Doritos, cereal bars, and low-sugar fruit snacks loaded with artificial ingredients known to cause unhealthy side effects in children. Oh, and if you're still shocked by the fact that the low-fat Doritos made the USDA healthy snack list, look at this. You're looking at the USDA-created infographic depicting the benefits of its new standards. You can see how many unhealthy empty calories were in the snack foods eaten before the new standards were put into place. Just look at all those empty calories in foods like cookies and chocolate bars. But never fear, because the USDA has all but eliminated empty calories from their newly approved healthy snacks. In fact, as you can see on this chart, it has identified a perfect snack for your child. One that literally, according to the USDA infographic, doesn't contain a single empty calorie. Did you catch what it was? Yep, it's low-fat tortilla chips, aka low-fat Doritos. They're your child's new favorite health snack. How did this happen?
You see, the USDA defines empty calories as those from food components such as added sugar and solid fats that provide little nutritional value. While we agree with the sugar part, the solid fat part of their definition means that healthy fats found in milk, beef, chicken, butter, and coconut oil are all empty calories. However, their definition considers a GMO-based corn snack with artificial and obesity-inducing ingredients fried in genetically modified vegetable oil nearly a perfect snack. Well, with the USDA leading us, we should be out of this obesity epidemic thing in no time. Maybe the USDA needs to read our book, Rich Food, Poor Food, to learn that a health value of a food cannot be determined by its calories, sodium, or fat content. We believe it's food quality that matters. Healthy foods are foods rich in essential vitamins, minerals, and fatty acids, the things we all need every day to be healthy, and that avoid potentially dangerous poor food ingredients that have been shown to be detrimental to our health. We call this our Rich Food, Poor Food philosophy, and we believe it's the recipe for truly healthy food. Well, you've seen the evidence, now you decide. If you ask us, the USDA really missed the mark on this one. If you want to protect your family from USDA hype and find truly micronutrient-rich foods in every aisle of the grocery store, pick up a copy of Rich Food, Poor Food. And for money-saving coupons for healthy rich foods, check out the Rich Food Resource Center at CaltonNutrition.com and join the Rich Food Revolution today.